Welcome to another edition of the MNCFL Insider Show with your host, Keith Reed of the Dallas Cowboys. And guys, this is something new that I'm going to start doing. We will try to have as many weekly shows as possible, so we just won't do one on Sundays. We will do several during the week. I just feel like today was a good day, as today we have begun our recruiting push in the MNCFL to fill the remaining open teams with as many good owners as we possibly can. I did put out there on the post that feel free to send any owners you know that will fit the MNCFL and the new direction and where we're heading. I'm sure you guys play in several different leagues and with different owners. There are some guys out there that are probably good that don't know about us or maybe have heard some bad things about us and not willing to actively join. But if you send them my way, we'll sit down and we'll talk, and hopefully I can be able to, with your help, influence them to join. As we are heading into a new era and trying to do things differently when it comes to the MNCFL. Our goal is to fill up all the teams. And fill them up with some solid owners. One of the things that I think I've been kind of laxed at in the past weeks or just gotten comfortable with is just allowing games to be subbed and subbing games and not really looking at the impact it has when you have to play the same owner and not get opportunity to get that feel of playing your guys in your conference twice a year and getting to know your opponents. And to me, I think that's where we want to go. That seems to be the fairest option out there for us at this point. And it just will make the league that much stronger when you can have just guys that you can count on to play the games, follow the rules, and play it as fairly as possible. Something else that I'm going to do is I've been told to or asked by several people to put a live stream feed on the front side, which will give us the option of watching games played or even recording games and having games of the week or whatever we decide to do with it. But just having that option on the front page to have the opportunity to see different games and put out different stuff on the front page is something that I'm all for, and I'll get in contact with Jason, who is actually the person who runs the site for me, and I know it's possible. It's just a matter of getting it done, and I'll take care of that ASAP, and hopefully we'll have that up shortly so that we can just advance the MNCFL into this new era in which we're headed in. Now, I've taken the opportunity in the last couple of days to watch some games that have been posted or that's been played on Xfire, which I encourage everybody to try to do and get comfortable with doing, is playing their games on Xfire and being able to understand how it works and just be comfortable with using the program itself. I watched some games and I've seen some things, and it's a good thing, I guess, because I've seen some things that I'm encouraged by, and I've also seen some things that I'm going to address here. And one of them is line shifting. What I'm seeing, and I don't know if it's done purposely, there's a lot of line shifting going on the defensive end, and it's almost like the people are trying to anticipate the snap, and that we can't do, because if you continue to move defensively on the line and you're moving at the snap, it creates an issue against the AI, and people come free. So my hope is that people are not intentionally trying to accomplish that and abuse the AI and get free sacks or people that go free based upon anticipating the snap count. You are allowed to move. You are allowed to make adjustments. But let's be let's use our common sense in this matter and not abuse it. And that's something that I'm going to continue to look at when I go into games and just pay attention to gameplay. Another thing that happened, and this happened in my game with Rob, is that the game was stopped, and there was a issue with me going for it on 4th and inches outside of the free zone. People, please read the rules, know the rules, and understand the rules. As I told Frob, that 4th and inches is an anytime goal for anybody at any point in the game. That's just our rule. The free zone extends itself from the 50 to the goal line. Once a team crosses the 50-yard line, they are in what we call a free zone, and they are not bound by any rules. They can do whatever they choose. They can fake punt, fake field goal. I mean, whatever option is available to teams to do, they have the right to do it. What I don't want to see is what Frob did is stop the game and make it a power struggle, and then be totally wrong about the issue, not having the rule correct and not stating it correctly, and creating just that conflict with the other owner and not being right. The one thing I can tell you how to maybe deal with that is, as you're writing and you and your opponent, if you got a conflict, you got a discrepancy, or you got a complaint about what they're doing, bring it to his attention. Tell him that you will be appealing this game. And print screen it.
Who are you talking to?
Or I'm not talking to nobody. And print screen it and copy and paste it to the site. If you print screen it, that's really copying it. And at the end of the game, if you paste that print screen to a page, it will post that picture and that information that you had in that little chat session with the other owner inside of the game. That's where you protect yourself. That's where the issue has been stated, and then we'll proceed forward with that information. But to stop the game and not be correct, or not be willing to finish the game is not going to be tolerated. We will no longer allow people to abuse other owners in this league with their own hang-ups or misunderstandings of the rule, or if they don't feel like the rule is appropriate, whatever. The rule is in place. We will follow it. We will enforce it. If you're not happy with it, then you are free to move on and go to a different league where you may can have more control, or it just fits your gameplay a little bit better. At this time in the MNCFL, as we've stated and we continue to state, this is going to be a new era. This is going to be a new league. We will not go back to the old ways. We're going to push forward and make this one of the best leagues out there. So if you want to be a part of it, you're more than welcome to stay and be a part of it. If you feel that it's something that you not 100% with, then maybe it's time for you to move on, and then we'll fill those teams as necessary. What else did I see in the game? I don't think I've seen anything. I guess another thing that I seen was play action. I'm a little concerned with teams abusing play action, but of course we don't have any rules about gameplay. But I would challenge each and every owner to improve their gameplay and not depend on that one big play where we know that if you catch the defense off guard do it with a play action, that your guy be wide open. I see a lot of coaches use that as the crutch for their offense. I mean, they may not be having a good game, and they may run that play 10 times a game and not be able to run the ball at all. I mean, in realistic, that shit wouldn't work. But on this game, it's an AI issue, and it's just a glitch. And to be honest with you, I try not to use those plays as much as possible. But the game, again, this is a heads up to Frob. Frob did an excellent job in our game. I mean, he had some success running the ball, and it forced me to have to play defense a little differently. And he called a play action at the appropriate time, I felt. I mean, his game was within the flow of the game, should I say. And we all know what I mean. In the flow of the game, and that's where we want to head. My time is running out, but I did want to just say to you guys that in the last couple of weeks, I've tampered with the catch of D-backs and middle linebackers. But I've also not allowed their overall to drop. I've replaced catch with some awareness and some other thing, tackling, to keep their overalls high. This has made it a lot more fun to me to play the game, as we are able to pass and not worry about throwing an interception every down. But I'm going to have to go because there's a 10-minute time frame, and I'm at 9:47. So thank you, and I'll post a new message tomorrow.